As the upcoming gubernatorial primary race gets closer, the GOP candidates in New Jersey are in a fight of their own, not only trying to win over the approval of voters, but also vying for the endorsement of President Trump. His backing is considered the X factor in the primary, yet a liability in the general election. Senior political correspondent David Cruz reports.
The battle for the heart and mind of Donald Trump is the prevailing theme of this Republican gubernatorial primary. A Trump endorsement is seen as a sure path to victory, and so both sides are showing how Trumpy they are, if only by showing how not Trumpy the other guy is.
Chitterelli, he's a fake Republican. He turned his back on President Trump.
Finally, we have a president committed to secure our border. Yet Bill Spadea thinks we should let millions of illegals in.
But if there was a mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the Trumpiest one of all, former Englewood Cliffs Mayor Mario Kranjak says,
that would be me and not the others. My competitors have wavered, called him a charlatan, called him a failure. The president right now needs governors to work with who have fixed values, fixed beliefs that align with his, and who have always supported him.
Kranjak is on the ballot, but an unlikely recipient of a presidential endorsement. Still, he's not wrong about his opponents. Both Spadea and Chitterelli have said things about Trump and Trump policies that they'd probably like to take back today.
Certainly, Trump had some policy successes, but he also had some policy positions that weren't good for New Jersey, whether it was offshore drilling, lack of support for the Gateway Project, and elimination of the SALT deduction. It's hard to support a president, a nominee, or rather a candidate for the presidency who isn't in sync with what's important to New Jerseyans.
It is time that we talk about a pathway to citizenship for people who are here and they are undocumented. There are millions of people here that are hardworking. They want to be here. They want to pay taxes. And I say, let them.
There are some signs of Trump fatigue out there. Folks are on overload with tariffs and tax cuts and the price of eggs. Are Republicans here still hot enough for Trump to even come out for a race where he's not at the top of the ticket? Republican Assemblyman Brian Bergen says he's not convinced Trump will even get involved in the race.
It's all risk, no reward for him. I think what we witnessed in the Wisconsin Supreme Court race recently is people like Donald Trump for Donald Trump. That doesn't mean that it cascades to everybody around him by any stretch. And I think all the candidates, particularly Chitterelli and Spadea, have done a good job confusing everybody as to who's the more Trumpier person. So it'll take a lot, even if Trump does an endorsement for Spadea, for the messaging to take, I think, and make a difference.
It looks lately like the president's light may be shining on Chitterelli, although Chitterelli, his eye on the general election in the fall, isn't really crowing too much about it.
I do think it's actually maybe changing for Jack Chitterelli. It's much more of a game of keep away from Spadea, right? They don't want, it's not that they want the endorsement. Of course, they will welcome anything that's going to help them get the nomination, but they must feel like they're in a good place as far as the nomination goes. And so therefore, don't necessarily do more to tie yourself to a guy who's, an anchor around your neck. But really what they're hoping is to keep the nomination, keep the support, keep the endorsement away from Spadea. And if you can do that, then you're achieving your purpose.
Meanwhile, the other guy in the race, John Bramnick, watches the delicate dance, content in his decision made long ago that no Trump is good Trump, even in a Republican primary. I'm David Cruz, NJ Spotlight News.